my name is Britt Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing my July wrap-up and my Reading Rush wrap-up. So let's start off with my Reading Rush wrap-up. I read a total of 2,113 pages during the Reading Rush, equaling out to be 8 books. Now guys, if you want to break that down into ebooks, graphic novels, and physical books, I read 2 ebooks, 2 graphic novels, and 4 physical books. So I think that's a good range, and I can't remember how many audiobooks I read or listened to. I think I read like 2 or listened to 2. So anyways guys, let's go over which books I read for which challenges and the books that didn't fit into a challenge that I just read because I wanted to. I am going to go in the order that I read these books. Starting off, I did read I Hate Fairyland. This is volume 3, Good Girl, and this completed the challenge to read a book in the same spot, even though it can also complete the challenge of purple on the cover because it has a lot of different shades of purple. I did decide to make this a challenge, read this book in one spot, and I also gave this book a 4-star on Goodreads. I love this series, and unfortunately I know that it stops at volume 4, so I'm a little bit sad about that, but I love the series, so 4 stars. Then I read Wicked by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and at first I really didn't know where this book was going to fit into the challenge. I figured out that it completed the challenge of a non-human main character. I'm not going to tell you guys who is the non-human main character if you have not read it yet, but this book was a 4-star. I gave it a 4-star on Goodreads. It's still 4-star. I absolutely love this book. It took place in New Orleans with fae and with fae hunters. It was just really fun and interesting read. Also, with it being a Jennifer L. Armentrout, the sex scenes were very steamy. The next book I read was A Killer Whale Who Changed the World by Mark Lauren Young, and I absolutely love this book, guys. It's really hard to get books like that kind of tell a story of the past and what happened in the past star ratings, but I did give it a 4-star, and this completed a challenge with 5 or more words on the cover. And guys, I love this story. It's about the first killer whale who was ever taken from the ocean, and his story and everything about what we know about killer whales nowadays because of his story. I also said in my vlogs that I thought it was about Kiko, who is the killer whale who played Free Willy on the Free Willy movies, but no, this is about the first whale that we really ever took out of the ocean. I do want to eventually get Kiko's story and see about him because I do have a deep passion for orcas, but yeah, it was really heart-wrenching, informative, and a really good read at the end of the day. Then we have Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. I gave this book a 5-star. I love this story so much that I need Lady Smoke like right now, and I know that the next book comes out in January or February of 2020, the 3rd book in this trilogy, because as of right now I think it's going to be a trilogy. But this was a very inspirational story of a girl who has been beaten down most of her life, and the challenges that it takes for her to realize that she is someone important and she needs to be that someone important for all these people, and it takes time for her to build up to what she really is. But I absolutely loved Ash Princess, and this cover, this UK cover, is amazing also. But I highly recommend everybody picking up Ash Princess. It's probably going to be one of my top books of the year. But this completed the challenge for read an author's first book. Number 5 is going to be Poison Stain by Marie V. Snyder. I did listen to the audiobook of this, and I think I'm going to give it a 4-star or a 4.5 star on Goodreads if I could get it half reads. It was really good. It just was missing that one little thing that took it from being a 5-star read. But I have read Marie V. Snyder's books in the past, and I knew this was going to be a fun read, but I didn't realize how fun this read was actually going to be, and it got me wanting to come back for more, and I actually want to get the rest in this series. So this book completed the challenge for read a book I was supposed to read last year. Number 6 is Antia by Ali Kandi. I also listened to the audiobook of this, and the narrator was absolutely amazing. There's a good sisterly bond in this, and apparently I learned from Mermaid Marathon that I like sisterly bonds. Didn't really realize that until more recently, but the only reason I actually picked this book up is because it was a recommendation from Macy from the Bright Side Girl, and about a city underwater, Antia. As you can tell, there's been some kind of like apocalypse or something up on land, so architects made this city underwater for people to live in, but there's some people who live at the top in the water to kind of farm the little area. And you kind of find out that when you come a certain age, you can decide to stay in the city and work, or you can go up top. But the only bad part is when you decide to go up top, you're not going to live as long as you would underwater. And two sisters kind of have a little bit of divide, and you kind of find out their story. But another book that I think I'm going to give it 3.5 stars on Goodreads. I enjoyed it a lot. I just kind of wish it was a little bit longer. I wish this book had more to it. And this book completed the challenge for purple on the cover. Then the last challenge read, a book to movie adaptation. I did read Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Wong. I absolutely love the movie. I've loved the movie since it came out, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies to date, like romantic movies, and I love the book just as much as I did the movie. I'm not sure what the rating is going to be. Now thinking about it, I think maybe a 4.5 star. Again, something that's just missing that little bit to make it a 5-star read, but I really liked the experience of getting to see what the differences and the similarities to the book versus the movie. That was really interesting to see. But again, I love the book just as much as I love the movie. I think this is one of my first book to movie adaptations that I've actually liked both the same. So again, guys, that completed the challenge to movie adaptation. Then the last book, or shall I say graphic novel, that I got to was Saga Volume 1. I been hearing all kinds of great things on BookTube about this series, and how the last one in this series is coming out this year, I think. I'm not sure, so don't hold me to that. But when I received this as a gift 2 weeks ago, I decided to go ahead and try to knock it out during the readathon. It's a short book, and I was really excited to read it. Didn't realize how graphic this book was. I knew that it was a little bit just looking at the cover, but I didn't realize how actual graphic this was. So putting the graphic part aside from the storyline was really fun, and I immensely enjoyed it. And honestly, it kind of makes me want to pick up the next volumes to see what happens, because it left on a big cliffhanger, and I like the narrator in this book. That was a fun little twist and turn of this story so far. But yes, I gave Saga Volume 1 a 5-star. So guys, that's all the books that I read for the Reading Rush plus 2 ebooks. I think I did pretty great this week. So the only other 2 books that I got to during July, other than readathons, because they did take place in 2 readathons, was Of Neptune by Anna Bakes, is the 3rd book in her Of Poseidon series or trilogy. I gave this book a 4-star on Goodreads. I absolutely loved it. I love the love story, the storyline, very intense world building. It was just one of the best trilogies that I've read this year so far. And because I'm doing a reread of Throne of Glass, I did get to Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas this month. And again, this being a reread for me, I love this book. It's a 5-star. The whole book series, even though I've read them multiple times now, have all been 5 stars. And yeah, so next month I will be getting to Air Fire, so look forward to seeing that. Hopefully I can, because I do kind of have a big TBR for next month. So anyways, guys, I hope you like these types of videos. If you do, please remember to subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing everybody soon in my next video. Bye!